LG Electronics, digitally yours. Coming next, a wrap of the latest from Eurosport's brilliant season of motorsport in the LG Super Racing Weekend magazine with
Yokohama, power of performance.
Now on Eurosport, cars you see on the road every day, but you've never seen them go like this. It's the FIA European Touring Car Championship.
With KW, the sports shock absorbers specialist.
Welcome to the fourth LG Super Racing Weekend. Jarama in Spain, the venue for the penultimate round of the series last year, round 4 this year. And while the rest of Europe is rained out, the Spanish capital Madrid basking in summer sunshine. So too the sweltering paddock. We'll have action from the touring cars, the GTs and the Formula Renault, as well as some of the other support acts on the bill. So Jarama in Spain, former home of the Spanish Grand Prix. That was back in the 80s, and it is very much a relic of those eras. 3.8 kilometers, tight twisting, uphill down dale, some demanding but rather slow corners in the main, and only a couple of good overtaking opportunities, the prime one of which is probably down the front straight and into the bumpy first corner. Named after many pre- and post-war heroes, the corners are generally slow, but mean that it's a pretty demanding and picturesque racetrack. So we'll look at rounds 7 and 8 of the FIA European Touring Car Championship. Will the Nord Auto Alphas be on top again? What about the FIA GT Series? 2 wins from 4 starts for the listers. Can they do it in the Spanish sunshine? And the Lamborghini GTR Super Trophy. Gentlemen and professional drivers mingle in the Spanish sunshine. We look to at round 3 of the Formula Renault 2000 Euro Cup Series to see what the youngsters have been up to. And a chance to see the Clio V6 Trophy. Door-to-door action all the way. Start of round 7 of the FIA European Touring Car Championship, and once more Fabrizio Giovanardi and Nicola Lorini battling for pole. Giovanardi starting just ahead of his teammate, and then Dirk and Jörg Müller. Jörg 3rd and Dirk 4th on the grid in the Schnitzer BMWs. Ricard Rydell had qualified 5th fastest, but had to start at the back of the grid. They'd damaged an engine in the pre-event sort out, and he had to change that, and as a result was made to start at the back. You just saw Tabano's Honda being bounced out in the first corner. Giovanardi soon on the heels of Jörg Müller, having passed Dirk Müller. The 2 Schnitzer BMWs were not able to hold on for that long. By lap 4, Giovanardi, who had been around the outside of the BMWs every time at the end of the straight, managed to get his nose in front of Jörg Müller. Well, Müller, knowing that it was a double right-hander, stayed inside him, making Giovanardi work for the move. Fabrizio going around the outside, Jörg giving him racing room, but no more. Lorini in 3rd place, not able to go through the door that Giovanardi had opened. But by lap 6, he was on the main straight and replicating Giovanardi's move down into the first corner. It was Nord Auto Alpha 1st and 2nd, Schnitzer BMW 3rd and 4th, exactly as they had been on the starting lineup. Ricard Rydell working his way back up through the order in 11th place at this spot and chasing his teammate, James Hansen. Hansen had gone down the order at the start, being bundled around in the early going. Rydell making his move. Both Volvos, though, in the end, would not have the sort of successful weekend that they enjoyed at Brno. By the end of the race, it's yet another Nordauto GTA Racing 1-2. Giovanardi from Larini, Jörg Müller third, Dirk Müller fourth ahead of Paolo Ruberti, and Tom Coronel finally winning the big scrap below fifth position in sixth spot. Top six from race one, reverse order. Coronel on pole from the yellow Alfa of Paolo Ruberti. Then the Schnitzer BMWs again on row two of the grid. Dirk Müller this time on the driver's left of the track, getting a start to try and take him alongside Jörg Müller. And unfortunately, the two of them battling each other on the inside line. Unfortunately for them, because it allowed them the Alfa of Ruberti to get away from them. Giovanardi got bundled down behind Larini. That's where he started, and onto the front straight as Ruberti made good his getaway. The BMWs holding off the Alfa Romeos. Well, with Dirk Müller leading, Jörg Müller feeling his car was a little quicker and in trouble trying to defend his teammate's tail from Larini. Larini got past, and as Giovanardi shows here, alongside Jörg Müller as well. Dirk Müller now second, the two Alfas between him and Jörg Müller. So the Schnitzer defence starting to come unravelled, and as we've seen at every other racetrack this season, the Alfas able to drive by on power alone. Up the hill, Larini into Ascari from behind in front, despite not needing to use the braking area. So Larini second, Dirk Müller third, and Giovanardi finding his way past. Dirk Müller giving him little racing room, but Giovanardi soon through. Well, by lap 4, the Alfas back in front of the BMWs, and it's now an Alfa Romeo 1, 2, 3. Paolo Ruberti's yellow car out front, but Ruberti was soon to find that race 2, his differential was coming undone. He also found that the Nordauto engines aren't quite the same as his, i.e. they're quite a lot more powerful. And he also found that Nicola Larini is not averse to thumping you up the backside to get you out of the way, if that is what is required. Giovanardi went past on the next corner without resource to such tactics, but Larini clearly felt that getting Ruberti out of the way in any way was absolutely vital. With the two Nordauto cars gone, it was left to Ruberti in the closing stages to try and hold off the BMWs. But as he had to complete the final lap, holding the car in second gear as the only one he could find, poor old Ruberti was really in trouble. By that time, the BMWs had gone, and there was nothing he could do about it. Despite his overheating tyres because of the differential problem, Ruberti giving a very good account of himself yet again in the yellow Alfa Romeo. But by the end of the race, it was another Nordauto 1-2. Second win of the season for Nicola Larini. Giovanardi in second spot. Dirk and Jörg Müller in that order, a reverse of the previous race for both teams' finishing orders. Freddie Ekblom taking fifth ahead of Peter Cox in sixth spot. In the midfield, BMW Alfa Romeo battle, Paolo Ruberti getting shuffled down to seventh.
Nice fighting with BMW in front of me. And then I lost my left mirror. I couldn't see who was in my left side. So it was a little bit fight with other yellow Alfa, but no problems.
No problems for him, obviously. Couldn't see out the front either to spot when he was thumping the yellow Alfa. Giovanardi still leads the championship, but Nicola Larini's win in race 2 negates Giovanardi's in race 1. They're still 20 points apart, but they are easing slightly further ahead of the BMWs. And the Volvo's starting to slip a little. They had fuel system worries, they think, brought on by the extreme heat, some 35 degrees centigrade, and they will need to work on that to challenge the Alfas and BMs next time. So 8 unbroken wins for Alfa Romeo, and well, 1-2s all the way as well, just about. It's starting to look a very dominant season for Monica Sips's Nordauto team. Well, one of the main sponsors of team is the Italian Selenia company. They make lubricants and fluids, and they are a major technical partner as well as financial backers of the Nordauto team. From a technical point of view, says their R&D test manager, FL Selenia has produced all the fluids used by the team during the races, not just the engine oil, but also gearbox oil and the cooling fluid that they use in the engine radiator system. They don't use water like normal road cars, it's all pure cooling fluid. Well, of course, regulations among various different championships vary, but the 2002 FIA regulations allow 2-litre 4-cylinder engines. They produce around 270 horsepower, and that demands a great deal of technology. Special engine oil has to be very low in viscosity to release the maximum power and yet protect the engine as well. Don't get you're only allowed to change every other race, and it has to absorb the heat from the race as well. He says it also has to make sure that the engine doesn't lose horsepower as the oil heats up. Well, Selenia is based outside Villa Stelloni near Turin, and also they have a base in Naples, and that's where the Nordauto greases, oils, lubricants and everything else are formulated and tested. Well, their Spanish marketing director is Joaquim Sesta. He says it's very important for Selenia Motor Oils to take part in the success of the Alfa Romeo Nordauto team in the FIA European Touring Car Championship. With a great deal of history together, we've won 4 touring car championships in a row, and we're looking to continue that success, he says. And on current form, you imagine it might not be that difficult to do either.
The LG Super Racing Weekend.
With KW, the sports shock absorbers specialist.
And who goes shopping? The refrigerator? And who operates the air conditioner when it gets hot? Anyone with a mobile? Because life's too short to waste time. LG, digitally yours.